Hello every pony, Corpulent Brony here. I'm going to go ahead and do this little video here. I don't know if I want to call it a pony palaver or something else, because I'm not really talking about a specific episode here. I just wanted to talk about an issue that came up during Season 5, and which is Twilight's portrayal in Season 5. And I also want to touch on a bit of a personal update, a channel update, if you will, towards the end of the video. Since that's boring, I'm going to put it all the way at the end. Now, originally, this was going to be like a nicely scripted video, and I was going to try and memorize some script. I was first of all going to sit down and write a script, and then I was going to try and like memorize at least parts of it and deliver it in a nice way that would be entertaining for all of you guys watching. I don't know why you're watching, but if you are, you know, I wanted to do something like that. I thought it'd be cool and fun, but it's a lot of work. Yeah. Not that I'm lazy, I just really don't have a lot of time to do that, and there are, quite frankly, other stuff I'd rather do. So hopefully I won't ramble too much. Now, a subject in a lot of my Pony Palaver videos that I've been doing recently has been Twilight Sparkle and her depiction in Season 5. And a lot of these videos are coming from a place of seeing so many people out there continue to complain that Twilight Sparkle is no longer relevant to the series, and that maybe she should go, or she should kind of fade into the background, or you know, once she became a princess, she's no longer really a useful character in the series because now she's this all-powerful god or godlike creature or something. Now, if you look at this series from Season 4 and not looking at Season 5, I'd contend that the people who say these things kind of have a point, okay? Twilight wasn't around much in Season 4, and she looked like, it kind of seemed to me like she was fading into the background already. And that upset me so much that I even made a video about it more than a year ago, talking about Twilight's lack of even being in Season 4. And that bothered me a lot, you know, but Season 5 has actually broken that mold. Season 5, to me, I've seen, has brought back a lot of what I liked about the old Twilight Sparkle in Seasons 1, 2, and sort of Season 3. It's brought back a more likable, a more down-to-earth character that you can actually relate to, and I think is a very relatable character, in fact. So I'm going to go ahead and use some examples, specific examples in Season 5 to prove the point I'm trying to make here. I'm gonna look at my phone, so, you know, because this is where my notes are, and this way, I'm probably just gonna put clips in here anyway, you know, for the Hasbro gods to go ahead and monetize this video, because, I mean, they need the money more than I do. Okay, let's start with the premiere. In the premiere episode, Twilight Sparkle was powerless to prevent Starlight Glimmer from stealing her cutie mark and the cutie marks of her friends. She was powerless in that cave. She let it happen. She tried to stop it, but she failed. Not only that, but at the end, they had to rely on the other town's ponies to help rescue them and get their cutie marks back. It wasn't Twilight who saved the day, really, in the end. I mean, she did cast a spell that, you know, deflected Starlight's magic. But it was Twilight, that's all she did, really. I mean, it was the town's ponies. She couldn't have done it. She just simply couldn't have done it without the town's ponies. Castle Sweet Castle, right? The second episode of the series, if you count the premiere as one. We see Twilight Sparkle run ragged, trying to avoid being alone in this new castle of hers. I think it also represents her fear of her new position of being the Princess of Friendship and all the responsibilities incumbent thereon. And thanks for the memories, it might seem kind of simple, but she did make all of her friends cry. Celestia entrusted Twilight with a lot of the planning and other preparations for the Grand Galloping Gala in Make New Friends But Keep Discord. And guess what? She failed at the end of that episode. We found out that she wasn't able to keep Discord under control. And luckily, Celestia's like, well, we already know Celestia's kind of a joker, so it played into Twilight's favor. It didn't end up hurting her. But she failed. In both of the Cutie Map episodes that didn't involve her, Lost Treasure of Griffinstone and Made in Manhattan, Twilight expressed a desire to go on these trips, like a deep desire, and almost, it seemed to me that she was kind of upset the map didn't choose her. You know, she was a little jealous of her friends. In Princess Spike, she's so overwhelmed with her responsibilities organizing this conference that she literally passes out, and Spike ends up mistakenly taking the reins for planning the event and to disastrous consequences because, I mean, you can't trust Spike with anything. He's worthless. In Party Pooped, she nearly starts a war with the Yaks. In fact, she's not able to prevent it herself. Pinkie Pie comes in and saves the day, not Twilight. Amending Fences, the entire episode is about Twilight trying to fix a problem from her past. And I think it's also important to note in this episode, she again had to rely on the assistance of the Pink One to save her. And what about Discord? Twilight finds out she can be jealous of her friends and the memories they were creating with a new friend, to the point where she kind of went a little insane. She couldn't admit it though. She couldn't admit she was jealous. Whenever someone brought it up, she said, "I'm the Princess of Friendship. The Princess of Friendship don't get jealous, yo." Well, maybe not in so many words. In the Hooffields and McColts, once again, Twilight, try as hard as she might, isn't able to solve the friendship problem. In fact, it's the animals who ultimately provide the solution through Fluttershy. Twilight had no idea, and left on her own, she never could have solved that problem. Again, finally, in the finale, the cutie remark, we see just how powerless Twilight can be. I mean, she was really at the whim of Starlight Glimmer in that episode. While she does eventually persuade Glimmer at the end, it's not fancy magic or spells or any physical prowess or some deus ex machina that floats down out of the sky that saves the day. It's words. It's the emotional connection that she attempts to and actually does successfully make with Starlight Glimmer that saves the day. Again, it's not really the sign of some all-powerful alicorn princess goddess thing. If, after all this evidence, you're still convinced Twilight Sparkle is an OP Mary Sue who has no place in the show anymore, I don't really know what else there is I can say to try and convince you. I mean, this is some pretty solid evidence I've stacked before you. What do you think, Twilight?
I think you're right.
That's right, guys. I got a brand new plush of Twilight Sparkle. It's large and in charge. I got this thing courtesy of Plush Waifus. I commissioned it from him. He did a magnificent job, even if I do say so myself. I don't know, maybe instead of just sitting here watching me hold her, maybe I'll show some video footage I can take showing what she actually looks like. I'm really holding her, though, to see... I want you to see, first of all, though, like, her, the size. It is massive, okay? Massively sized, this pony. But I'll try and shoot some other video to put over this soothing talk that I'm having right now with you about how awesome she is. I can't recommend this guy more than... I can't recommend him enough. You know, he goes as small as, I think, I don't know, 15, 17 inches, and then as large as at least this size, 36, 37 inches is the size of this pony here. She's made with minky fabric, filled with, I guess it's Polyfill Supreme. There's more details again on his DeviantArt page. His name is Plush Waifus. He's also, if you frequent the 4chans, he's also an Anon there who posts frequently on the plush thread. So he's pretty awesome. He's pretty talented. He knows how to sew, and he's a great friend too. So I think if you guys need a big plush, maybe look him up. I wish I could say it's cheap. I know a lot of people can't really afford these things. It's not cheap. It took me some time, but it's well worth it. And I think if you do end up getting something like this, I'm pretty sure that you'll love it. Okay, just some general notes too about the channel update. I said personal update, whatever. The hiatus is now upon us. My content output will probably be reduced a little bit. I'm sorry. I want to make more content. Sometimes I just have problems coming up with ideas, and to be honest, sometimes the motivation of going through the hassle of editing the videos, especially those ones I normally make, the really deep analysis ones, there's a lot of work involved there, and I've done it a lot, and I feel like, to me, a big part of editing the videos has always been learning something new. Much like Twilight here, I like to learn new things and do new things, but it's gotten to the point now where it's like it's becoming like the same old every time I edit a video. It's not as interesting, it's not as intriguing. I tried to mix it up in the past, and people just, I don't know, I just don't get any responses from my videos like I assume they would, you know, if I make a video and I put, you know, I've put 8 weeks of effort into videos before. You know, I don't get much out of it. Nobody really seems to like it that much. And sometimes I'll just make a quick video like this and I'll get tons of views, shit tons of views. So it's it seems to me sometimes the less effort you put into videos, paradoxically, sometimes the more people like them. I don't know why. Maybe they like seeing more of the real you or something, and I don't know. Maybe you guys, I'm sure you guys love seeing my beautiful mug right here in front of you. Probably not, but whatever. But yeah, I am planning, though, a scripted video that should be pretty interesting with Owen over at Equestria Confidential. I know I mentioned this last video, and I thought I might have at least something done by now, but to be honest, we're still scripting it. We spent a whole day talking about a script together a week or two ago. But now with the holidays upon us, you know, it might not, it's definitely probably, well, it's most likely not going to be done until at least next year, next month sometimes. Next month sometime. So, I'm sorry. You know, I thank you for your patience in, or whatever. I mean, I guess you guys don't need to stick around because, or, you know, whatever. It's really me shooting myself in the foot because it's YouTube who's going to stop sending my videos to your subscriber feed after I don't release enough and get enough views on them. So, but it doesn't really matter because I'm not doing this. While I love y'all. If I did this for all of you, I'd probably go insane. So I try to do these for me, you know, and that way maybe you guys can see the passion I put into it, and you guys can see how much I do like what I do and what I say and what I talk about and the characters in the show and the show itself. And maybe that can at least make you feel not so bad about yourself because, you know, there's always a guy who's crazier than you are. And you're probably looking at him right now. Although some of you guys are crazy out there. Whew. Man, I'm glad I'm not that bad. I mean, what? What? Who said that?